Is it time to primary AOC? Listen, I don't want to be this guy, okay? But when I saw those pictures and those videos, I was just confused. I was just like, what are you doing at the Met Gala, AOC? This seems a little politically out of character. And she has her reasons. They're right here. And this has nothing to do with her being a woman. I don't care about that. This has everything to do with her being a member of the squad. Okay? If Jamal Bowman would have gone to the Met Gala wearing a t-shirt that said, "Jeff Bezos, eat my ass," I still would have had my grievances. The squad, which is comprised of AOC, Cori Bush, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, Rashida Tlaib, and Jamal Bowman, is supposed to be the left's answer to the Tea Party. You remember the Tea Party? That grassroots conservative movement that took over the Republican Party back in the 2010s? They were obsessed with decreasing the national debt and absolutely no government spending. They voted no on everything. Brought everything to a fucking standstill. They got the fucking Speaker of the House to quit. John Boehner, they ran his ass out of Congress. John Boehner put in his 2 weeks and was all like, "Fuck you guys, I'm gonna go become a lobbyist." The squad was supposed to be like the Tea Party, at least in my mind, where the Tea Party held everything up in the name of fiscal responsibility. I expected the squad to hold everything up in the name of Medicare for all, UBI, student loan cancellation, fucking $15 minimum wage, you name it. But they don't do that. They capitulate all the time to Nancy Pelosi, they bend the knee, and they vote like the good little Democrats that they are. And it's dispiriting. I wish these people had a fucking spine. The more that your expectations get dashed, the more you start to think, oh no, was I hoodwinked? Have I been fooled? Are these people inherently bad faith? Like everybody else in Washington, are they only concerned with their own image? That's what came to mind when I saw this. I just don't know who's on my side anymore. But before I move on, not everybody in the squad is a complete and total failure. Props to Cori Bush for sleeping out on the steps of Washington to protest the eviction moratorium. That's what got Joe Biden to extend it. Too bad the Supreme Court shot it the fuck down. Speaking of the Supreme Court, did you see what Amy Coney Barrett wore to the Met Gala? And I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. I remember when AOC first appeared on the scene. It was kind of a surreal moment. Here's this Hispanic young woman, brown as can be, taking on the system and winning. She had all this charisma, all this power behind her, and you just kind of, you couldn't help but feel some sort of hope, some sort of feeling that, oh my God, things can change, things can get better. And on top of all of this, I saw myself in her. I was like, fuck yeah, look at this brown working class person go. She's like me, you know, she's gonna make it happen. And then I see this and I'm like, huh? I'm sorry, I just can't relate anymore. I don't know how politically savvy it was to go to this thing. Who is AOC? What is her brand? Well, she's a champion of the working class, and she's an opponent to all elites. Then what the fuck is she doing at the Met Gala, the most elitist, most snobbish event in the universe? You know who else was at the Met Gala? Lorde. I'm a big fan of Lorde. I understand why she was at the Met Gala. She is a rich pop sensation. This is her crowd. AOC is a congresswoman who says she's for $15 minimum wage. This ain't your shindig, dog! If AOC had any remaining political sense, she should have taken that dress she wore, gotten herself a loudspeaker, and protested that fucking Met Gala. Because honestly, in this time of such high income inequality, the Met Gala looks fucking gaudy, excessive, and tacky. I just think it's kind of gross. Like, did they have to have one this year? And also the image of all of these celebrities and elites walking freely maskless and all of the people working the event having to cover up is a really, I don't know, that's kind of a shitty image. Like, seriously, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? How much did this all fucking cost? Jesus Christ. If you were to liquidate the Met Gala, and that includes everything that went into making the event, the clothes people wore, the actual people that attended, I'm sure you would have enough for another round of nationwide stimulus checks. Supposed opponent of high society, AOC, attends a high society event to shed light on the issue of income inequality. She chooses to do this at the Met Gala, the nexus of entertainment, music, and fashion. 3 industries known well for their use of appropriation. Oh boy, I can't wait to watch The Activist! Your brand is tax the rich? Guess what? It's just that now. An empty, soulless brand. Tax the rich, Balenciaga. One and the same, absolutely meaningless. And let's talk about something that actually matters, like your fucking voting record, which is atrocious. For someone who was heavily for defunding the police back in the summer of 2020, you sure voted real quick to fund the Capitol Police, who has since become a mini intelligence agency that can't be held accountable. Also, when it comes to Israel's Iron Dome, why did you vote no at first, but then change your vote to present? Excuse me? And yes, this bill that you drafted is a very good bill, but much like the dress, I find it to be rather performative, because this is not going to pass. No one's going to vote for this. No Republican's going to vote for it, and I'm pretty sure you're going to have a grip of corporate Democrats who are not going to vote for it as well. It's doomed for failure, and you know it. And yeah, Google searches are cool and all, but you know what I prefer more than Google searches? Actual substantial legislation that, I don't know, taxes the rich! But I don't think that's gonna happen because your Democrats, your fellow Democrats in the House, sure love this SALT tax break! A tax break that's gonna funnel more money to the 1%, way more money than was allowed under Trump! Oh my god, I'm so excited to vote for Democrats in 2022!
Well, I think what we've seen is that working class Americans want a clear champion, and we asked what does it mean to be 2 working class women showing up to the Met. And so we decided that we're gonna do it. I just want to send the message. Tax the rich.
So is it time to primary AOC? Now this dress isn't going to single-handedly destroy my faith in AOC. I just think it might turn into an unfortunate meme depending on what she does real soon. You see, there are 2 bills that are being debated in Congress right now. It's the infrastructure bill and the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. The infrastructure bill is what it sounds. It's a bill that's going to prioritize rebuilding infrastructure. So rebuilding bridges, roads, you name it. Now, the 3.5 reconciliation bill is way better than the infrastructure bill. Here, let me read out some of the things that are in this reconciliation bill. So if the reconciliation bill passes, we're going to have universal pre-K for 3 to 4-year-olds. It's also going to provide an extension of the child tax credit. You know what else is in the reconciliation bill? Free community college. The reconciliation bill also adds dental, vision, hearing benefits to Medicare, and it also lowers the eligibility age. The reconciliation bill also has a couple investments in there that are designated to combat climate change. You see, a lot of people in Congress only want to pass the infrastructure bill. and not the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. The Republicans are going to vote no on both bills. But there are some corporate Democrats who only want to pass the infrastructure bill. That's important to note because right now the Senate is evenly split. There's 50 Republicans and 50 Democrats. Even though you have a 50-50 Senate, Kamala Harris can come in and break the tie and pass whatever the Democrats want. The problem is, though, you have a bunch of shithead corporate Democrats that want to tank the reconciliation bill because they're donor bitches. All of their rich donors, all of the special interests that give them money are saying, tank this shit or else we won't give you money. And that's what they're doing. You got fucking bad actors like Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema over here trying to tank their own party's legislation because they have no soul. I don't know how else to explain it. They're bought and sold by special interests, the people that fund their campaigns, the people that they work for. You know, they're not really public servants. They don't work for us. They work for the corporations and all of the fucking elites that give them just briefcases full of money. God, this is fucking politics, man. This is where AOC and the rest of the squad come in. It all comes down to reconciliation. AOC herself has said that she will not vote for anything if the reconciliation bill is killed in the Senate. She cares a lot about those climate change investments. Since she's the de facto leader of the squad, people are expecting for the entire faction to hold out, a la Tea Party early 2010s. Much like the Senate, the Democratic majority in the House is so thin, if the squad holds out on their vote, they're going to throw the entire Congress into a tizzy. You can get away with passing just one bill, but you can't get away with passing nothing. If the Democrats fail to pass anything, that's going to make them look really bad. And that's something that even corporate Democrats like Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema wish to avoid at all costs. It's never easy to hold bills like this hostage. You will be hammered by leadership and the media. But if you just stick to your guns, eventually you'll get what you want. It worked for the Tea Party, and it works for Sinema and Manchin whenever their donors don't want them to vote for something. And the squad and the rest of the progressives shouldn't be afraid to stand up for the reconciliation bill. It polls quite positively amongst the American people. So set your red lines and hold. Diamond hands, people. Treat this shit like it's Doge. Squad and the rest of the Progressive Caucus, I implore you, be brave. Consider this as much a warning as it is encouragement, because if you guys fail again, the next video I make about you guys will not be very pleasant. I guarantee it. I want these 6 Democrats to fuck things up. I want them to make some noise, to fucking rabble-rouse. That's why they were sent there to begin with. Fulfill the wishes of your constituents. Be annoying little fucks. And stop going to the Met Gala. What is this? Fashion? This is scary. I would run away from this. Who is she? Noob Saibot?
Come here!